Levels, levels.
Levels, levels. Welcome to episode 2404 of The Other Podcast, where it's all politics all the time. I'm your host, Todd Prinz, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Dwayne Johnson. On tonight's show, why student loan forgiveness is a great thing for society and the new electric car mandate is coming to California. Hey, Dwayne.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, tonight I'd also like to talk about religion and what's going on at work, but I want to start the show talking about federal search warrants. Can we do that?
Sure, same as every week. You know the slogan, everything we can't talk about over on Talking to Todd.
Great, fantastic. Let's jump right into it. Wow, oh, that's a problem. Oh, hey, hold on here. Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, the other weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prinz. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Did we have the wrong script?
I think we may have had the wrong script pulled up there for that cold open.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to talk about any of that stuff. Well, we do, but we don't. So,
well, we already covered that in the 4-hour pre-show other podcast. We're good.
Yeah. I really enjoy the effing idiots of the week over there, where there's an unlimited number of them, and the show just goes on until we cover all of them every week. Hey, quick question. Why did you pick, we're on episode 131 here. You picked episode 2404. Random number?
Not a random number, actually. 2404 is the number of weeks since you and I started kindergarten together.
Wow. That is both amazing and also seems less than I would have guessed. You know how you know how when we do Dwayne guess a number and you're like 1.6 million and the answer's 4, like that's how I would have I think I would have overshot. I mean, I could have done that. Okay, 52 times the thing, carry the 6. I would have gotten closer, but anyway, there we go. Awesome. Yes, that's right. We started talking about politics in kindergarten. It was more local politics. I mean, clearly he got more French fries at lunch because he knows somebody.
I distinctly remember a debate as to whether or not Mr. Spock and Dr. Spock were two different people. Which they are. But when we were in elementary school, people didn't know the difference.
No, well, there you go. And there was no internet to go look it up, so you would never know. You would never know.
Oh, sweet Lord. We have such a full show tonight.
Yeah, we should get moving. What do we got?
We should get moving. I don't have anything from Amy, so that's quick. She's 2 weeks behind. She may have to binge, which we all know is not a good idea.
Okay. I did get some feedback from Lisa. So this is feedback and follow-up and an actually all wrapped together in one.
Do you want me to play it, or
you look like you were going to? So
actually,
there we go. Okay, next.
So we talked about the serial killer in England, and unless she is in a prison in Massachusetts, which I'm just going to say that's what I thought that Gloucester was. It's Gloucester. It's Gloucester. Anyway, so
and I believe you said that. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. So
Oh, no, that's
I
on
mean,
me.
I've messed up lots of words. I've messed up lots of English pronunciations. I've messed up lots of towns.
Yeah.
I've even messed up Hermes. I've messed up French things. I've messed up lots of thank you, Chuck DeClerc. I have messed up lots of things. This one was not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
On the
wanted
other
to,
hand, I'm
yeah.
still not clear. She might be in a prison in Massachusetts, then I'm golden, but that's the
Oh,
only thing I have to hold on to. She also pointed out that the chairman of the club had said that the people in the marketing department probably didn't know about Rose West because that happened before any of them were born. However, Lisa's pointed out if you read any, if you pay attention to any English news, if you read any English newspaper, they, Rose West was in the Telegraph 2 weeks ago. Like, they, once you become a serial killer in England, they cover you forever. Just weekly updates, sort of like, oh, and this is what happened. Anyway, she's like, how you would have to not be paying attention to anything in the country to not know about Rose West. And I'm like, well, if you've read a lot of the news coming out of England, you might not want to pay attention to most of it. So, anyway, yeah, I stand corrected.
sit.
What else we got?
I, I sit corrected.
Okay, I now sit corrected on standing corrected on. Anyway,
Yeah. Actually, I believe you're sitting. Actually. Okay. Uh, toddler -18, Sarah Judson Brown. No cold open? I'm like, no cold open is still technically a cold open because we said levels before it. But okay. Cable guy murders customer and charges victims for a service visit. Apparently, waiting for the cable guy randomly to show up is now the least of my problems. True. Um,
pretty much.
pretty much. Yeah. I've got a piece of follow up. We'll just bounce back and forth between these as long as we're talking about cable guys.
Okay.
We were listening to the Bears game on the radio, the preseason game, and there was an advertisement for ComEd, and their slogan is "Powering Lives." And I went, "Really? Powering lives? You killed somebody." And then I realized that it was Charter Spectrum,
Yes.
the
Different.
cable company, and not Commonwealth Edison, the power company, that was killing people. But I thought for a minute that there was some humor there because the people that killed somebody made their slogan "Powering Lives," but it wasn't. So never mind. Oops. Okay, next. Let's see. What's next on here? We got a picture from Sherry of the Naperville drain.
Yes. I believe, of Drain Johnson.
Yes, yes, and
Yes.
he needs a good cleaning.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it in the text chain. But yes, that's
Greg said he would be right on that, which you know, I know how well he cleaned the bathrooms at the Met, so we could be waiting a while.
well, or I mean,
Or
I'm not going to say how he needs to do his job, but Dwayne has access to I'm assuming somewhere between 25 and 75 students at a time for a field trip. Hey, why don't we go out to, like, I don't know, this area, and why don't we pick up everything that we see around the drain and then catalog it and maybe put it into a book and then do a presentation to talk about the ecology that is part of nature, because that's a science thing.
Greg could do this. This would be a Gower field trip.
Yeah, sure. Let's go see the
Easy.
drains, guys.
Oh, and lastly, Doug listened to our cold open this last week, the one that was non-existent,
Yes.
and just burst out laughing. And then his wife wanted to know what was so funny. And then he explained to her that we did a 9.5 minute cold open, followed by a no minute cold open. And um, once again, proving that explaining the joke does not help.
Oh yeah. Oh, it just made it super funny after you explain it. Yeah.
So much funnier that way.
Yeah.
No. Anything else?
So
Did you?
so let me get this straight. You're laughing because they didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It was
really funny.
brilliant. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really funny. Wow, your sense of humor is getting really low.
Oh, did you catch anything else? We're ready to move on.
I think that's it for feedback. Now we need to move into hour one of follow-up.
Let's see. Well, I didn't so much have
Actually,
as I had an apology.
Okay.
All the crackling last week, I am so sorry. Everybody that had to suffer through that was, and I don't know if it was my mouse scratching on the table or if it was the new interface with Zencaster. I guess we're going to find out when I process it this week. I don't know, but boy, that was really annoying. I apologize for that.
And for the three of you that took your iPhones back into Apple and got them replaced, saying there's something wrong with the speaker, our bad. It's on us. Sorry. I mean, we're not going to pay for it, but sorry.
Oh, what else we got?
That was okay. So that was under the actuallys, which is more of an apology. I think now we're ready for our big follow up.
Okay. A follow up on the Tesla that I rented.
Yes.
When I returned it to Hertz, the guy checking it in says, "How was it?" I said, "I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to drive." He said, "Yep, hear that a lot." And then I said, "But I'm not sure that I'm really ready to own one." And he said, "Yep, hear that a lot too."
Now, on listening back, you talked about how you were given like a credit card that you had to stick in like the cup holder to make the car go, and then you had to tap it in different places.
Yes.
And I know it wasn't technically a credit card, but as I was listening to this, I jumped back to a couple of episodes ago when we talked about how BMW was going to charge you a monthly fee to use your heated seats or heated steering wheel. And
Yeah.
I thought Tesla has now figured out how to monetize this. Basically, you just take your credit card. You want to lock the door? Just tap it. It's $1.50. You want to lock it? $2. You want to start it? Just put your credit card right in the slot, and we'll just charge you like a taxi meter. Like you want to do anything, as long as we have a credit card, you can do whatever you want. No credit card, no car.
Well, like when you walk in, some hotels you walk into, you got to put one of the cards in the little slot to
Yeah.
turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same theory. Yeah. Oh, sweet Lord.
Let's see. I had a couple items here. Last week you mentioned that you were not impressed with the quality of the monkey shoulder old fashioned drink that you had, that you actually poured it down the drain.
Yes, I did. Drain needed clearing. Cleaned it right out.
Hey, Greg, if you need to clean the drain, I would
Oh.
suggest picking up some monkey shoulder old fashioned, because it's not fit for human consumption, but it can probably go down the drain. However, you read the label, and I realize now this is on you, because as you were reading the label, its actual title of the drink was Monkey Shoulder Lazy Old Fashioned.
Yes.
The lazy is they didn't make it very well. They said right on the label, look, this is a lazy old fashioned. We put in some random stuff, kind of shook it up, and threw it on the of course it doesn't taste good.
That's a fair point.
You need to do a better job of reading labels, bud.
Yeah, that's a fair point. They put very, very little effort into the quality of that old fashioned. No argument. Yep.
Let's see. This I've got the next two are going back a number of weeks. Last year, and yes.
Do we need to drop a footnote in here for Amy?
I will try to explain a little bit of it. I
Okay.
will try to make it. I'll try to make it seamless, so we don't have to do any of that.
That's all right. She didn't listen anyway. Go ahead.
Well, and here's part of the problem. We talked about this story last year once or twice, but I'm not sure if it made the cut or not. So this might be a brand new story. Last year, a high school football team, Bishop Sycamore, played on ESPN
Yes.
and got destroyed in a ESPN matchup against a powerhouse. And then people started looking at them, and eventually they figured out that the high school didn't actually exist.
Right.
There was no building, there was no class, that some of the players on this high school team were 19 or 20 years old, and some of them had attended junior college and still got their butts kicked by some high schoolers. Anyway, I mean, it was an amazing story. HBO is going to be doing a documentary about this whole thing, and the great thing is once you get the title, it basically just writes itself. So this was Bishop Sycamore High School, but they didn't really exist. So the name of the program that you're going to be looking for is BS High.
Nice. Excellent.
Yes. Good job, HBO. Around bowl season, we talked about who was sponsoring bowl games, and one of the ones that got everybody's attention is the Duke's Mayo Bowl, which
I believe they dumped a bucket of mayonnaise on the winning coach.
yes, and
Okay.
his cholesterol went up by 700 points. Good news. The game now has a mascot, and his name is Tubby. And Tubby is a jar of Duke's real mayonnaise. I mean,
Tubagoo.
I mean, at least they're staring into the skid here, right? Like, hey, look, if you eat our product, like most of the people that use our product a lot are probably already named Tubby. So, but just to give you, just so Dwayne, so that you get to see this, they put about as much effort in this mascot costume as Monkey Shoulders did on their lazy old fashioned.
Oh, well, that's just take a cylinder and slap some googly eyes on it. And eyebrows. Don't forget the eyebrows. Or maybe eyebrow.
Yeah. And some chinos. Like just some brown chinos and call it good. So anyway, this year in December, we have to look forward to Tubby running up and down the sideline at the Duke's Mayo Bowl. So anyway, there you go. That's what I had for follow
up. Hey, anything this week for Todd's Tech Corner, sponsored by the Taylor Farms Family Foundation?
Well, the big fall. Well, one of the two big fall Apple events is next week, Wednesday the 7th, 10 o'clock Pacific. Apple is going to roll out. I'm taking a stab in the dark. Let's probably say iPhones, which they do every year at this time. There's lots of rumors. One of the rumors is they're all going up in price. And the Pro phones are going to become even more pro by not doing not even upgrading some of the stuff on the lower phones. So, yeah. And there might be a even more expensive Apple Watch coming. So there's that. So anyway, next Wednesday is iPhone announcement day. Phones will probably ship a week and a half after. So
you're getting yours when?
Not my year for phones. And yeah. That also means, by the way, that probably the following week, some point in 2 weeks, iOS 16 will be released. So for phones only, iPads are going to come out later. So we'll do the whole. We can do a whole iOS 16 show. We can go step by step, go through the home screen and the lock screen, and I mean that's really cool on an audio podcast. Is just like we could compare home screens and lock screens.
I saw a note on Mac Rumors today that the notch is going away.
Well, it's probably going to go from a notch to a hole punch. Which,
More like a pill punch.
yeah. Like when
Yeah.
does it like? It's still going to anyway. Yes,
Whatever.
sure. Although the other quick rumor is that there will now be you'll now be able to buy the max size phone if you really want a big screen, but you don't want to go to the pro level. They're probably going to introduce the iPhone 14 Max, so you can get the big screen without having to, basically you can. It's the same size as your airplane tray. You can get that without having to go to the pro level. So sure. So anyway, I'll be reporting live from the show floor for talking to Todd.
For
Oh man, I wonder if I could have gotten a media pass for that.
that
I
would
mean,
that would
I'm
that
covering
would
I'm covering it for 2 podcasts.
that would indicate that we're actually media, but okay.
Let's be honest. And this is getting into the other podcast. The bar is pretty low to call yourself media. So whatever.
It really is. Oh, is it that time again?
It absolutely is.
Oh, this gets less and less entertaining every week. Yes, that's right. That sound means it's time for America's favorite game. Dwayne, screw up guessing a number. Okay, hit me.
You're in luck. This week it's 2 opportunities to get it right.
Okay.
Or probably get it wrong. But
hey, give me a 300% window. I am golden.
So this month, yet a new record was set for the most expensive sports trading card ever sold at auction. When a Mickey Mantle baseball card, a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle baseball card that was rated at a 9.5 quality, was sold at auction.
Yes.
Dwayne, what was the winning bid? By the way, this ties into the NFT, right? We kept talking about the NFTs. They're just pictures. This is just a piece of cardboard from 1952 with a baseball player being. I mean, let's just
But
NFTs seem stupid, but this is right up there. But whatever.
But you can actually pick this up and hold it.
You can put it in this. You can put it in the spoke of your bicycle tires and
you can
make that sound.
That's true, and it is also rare.
Yes, but there is no blockchain to show provenance on this. So really, anyway.
Oh well, then why are we even doing anything? $15.2 million.
Strong guess. The actual retail value. It's not retail. It's an auction.
Can I just go down to Walmart and pick one up?
Yeah, you just Amazon Prime that bad boy to you.
eBay.
You actually surprisingly went over $12.6 million.
Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself because I actually read this story and I just couldn't remember.
That tops the previous record holder, which was a Hannes Wagner card, which went for $7.25 million.
Oh, maybe that's where the 0.2 came from. I don't know. Anywho.
Okay.
And a 5. I said some numbers and you were asking for some numbers. Is that?
I mean, you were within a rounding error. I mean, if I said, give me the number to the closest 15 million and change, you would have nailed it.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a shot here, though, at redemption. Okay.
This always goes so well.
Yep. Now, so the Mickey Mantle card went for $12.6 million. Mickey Mantle played in the 50s, 60s, I think through the 60s. Not adjusted for inflation, So, not adjusted for inflation, how much total money did Mickey Mantle get paid for playing baseball during his entire career that he actually played baseball? And by the way, the card of him went for $12.6 million.
Um, okay, I'm not going to do math in my head, but I'm not Googling. Hold on. I'm going to guess $950,000.
Oh, you're pretty close. Not adjusted for inflation, it's 1.128 million.
Oh, and I didn't go over.
You
Okay.
didn't go over, you know? Yeah. Now,
How many years did he actually play?
I had no idea.
Oh,
Let's see. He played from 1951 to 1968. His rookie contract in 1951 paid him $7,500.
I
Yes.
guessed that he played for 15 years, and I guessed an average of um, $100,000 a year on average over the course of that span. And then I cut that number down after I put it into the calculator. I'm like, oh, wow, that's way too big. And that's how I got to the random number of 950 that I got to. But
Now, this is according to celebritynetworth.com. Who knows
oh,
how accurate any of this is? But according to them, if you took all of his earnings and you adjusted them for inflation, whenever they wrote this article, they believe that would be around $9 million.
wow.
So the Mickey Mantle card is 12.6 million. Mickey Mantle would have been better off buying his own rookie card, never playing baseball. Admittedly, there's a flaw here because then his card isn't worth much. I get that. But not and waiting and
Admittedly.
selling the card. Yeah, admittedly, there's a flaw. But you know what? This is like an Avengers Endgame kind of thing. There's a stone that can take care of all of this. Stark does something. It's it's a Doctor Strange thing. It doesn't matter. He would have been better off just keeping his own baseball card and not playing baseball.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe this will go a little better. I don't know for who. Maybe for the listeners. Hey, is it time for idiots?
I think it is.
Fantastic. I brought three again.
Okay. All right.
So this week's title, you tell me which one we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Item number 1, Little Miami Needs Money.
Mm-hmm.
Item number 2, Wax On, Wax Off.
Okay.
And item number 3, Scott Frost.
Well, I'm gonna. I have a stake in one of these stories, so I'm going to avoid that one. And let's talk about Little Miami Needs Money.
So I got an email. You're not on Facebook, so you probably didn't see this.
No. Still waiting for the replacement computer to be shipped.
Oh, right. Yes. So I got an email asking me to donate to the Little Miami High School football program because it came to Dwayne Johnson. So I posted it on Facebook. I took a screenshot. I didn't put the kid's name that sent it to me, but I posted it on Facebook under the label of I get email. Of course I do. The Little Miami High School football team is raising money. I don't think they intended this for me. I think they intended it for, and I tagged Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Best of luck this season too. And I tagged the high school football team that is also on Facebook.
Okay.
Neither The Rock nor the Little Miami High School football team have responded to my post. Neither one of them have. Which is unfortunate because that would have made it a much better story. Maybe there will be follow-up down the road. But my Facebook friends seem to enjoy this a lot, including Valerie Middendorf, who Amy and I went to college with, who her high school, not her high school, the high school where her kids go to, plays against Little Miami in their conference. Todd, guess a location. Do you know where Little Miami High School is located?
I want to say Ohio.
It is. It is located in Ohio.
Yes,
It's in
it's
the
the other Miami.
It's the other Miami. That's right. That's the only reason it's a story. Because when it came to me, I'm like, oh, well, this has to be the Miami in Miami because that's where Dwayne The Rock Johnson played his college football, was at the University of Miami. He was a Hurricane. Nope, I would be wrong. So this week for this story, well, either I'm an idiot because I didn't know which Miami, uh, or I'm not gonna say that the kid is, but he should at least know how to spell the guy's name that he's asking for money from. Let's just leave it at that. For the record, the entire football program is hoping to raise $7,500. So far, they've raised about $1,500. I don't know how well this kid is doing, but he ain't getting any money from me. My buddy Mahoney said, you should donate $1. And then Facebook can go crazy over how little money The Rock is donating.
I thought that. I thought that too. Like, no, that I thought you could burn him at this point. Yeah. You know, my other thought was you could have at least updated their website for them. I hear you're the boss when it comes to that.
Oh, apparently I am. How about you? What do you got? You only bring one thing every week. How do you narrow it down?
Oh, I mean, I have like in my notes, I have a whole bunch, and then I just try to pick the one that I think's, you know, I try to go for interesting of some kind. So this one's entitled "Free" as in beer. So last weekend, the Nebraska football team took on the Northwestern Wildcats football team in Dublin, Ireland. For reasons that aren't totally clear, although I do remember when I was in London, when we were in London in March, I was sitting on the tube and there was a advertising sign, and I'm like, boy, that looks like the Nebraska football logo. Oh, they're advertising Nebraska and Northwestern playing in Dublin. That's random. Okay. Anyway,
Are you sure that they were advertising Nebraska? Because they could have been warning you about novice drivers.
well, good. Now that I see that, yeah.
Because anyone who's driving, who is young and is driving on a temporary permit while they learn how to drive, is required to post this red in the back of their car while they're driving. And the Nebraska fans all got over there and thought everybody was supporters, and no, they weren't.
No, but
No,
that
they
red
weren't.
N on the red N on the side of the Nebraska football helmets does make you, given the way that they play, makes them seem like novice football players. Anyway, which by the way, they do this in England as well, and it's brilliant. Like you just put a sign that basically says, "Look, you're novice," right? So you like just give them some space. Just we should probably do that here. We should also the other one that they should make mandatory is if you are from the US and you are driving a rental car there, you should have to put up that as well. So everybody just goes, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, oh my god, oh we're coming up to the big roundabout. You know what? I'm gonna turn around and go home because this guy is never gonna get out of this thing.
Look, kids, Big Ben.
So so they played at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and a bunch of people traveled over there, right? Because that was the point. You know, a bunch of people travel over from the States, and this is Ireland. They like their beer, you know, and apparently in the middle of the first half, at some point, the Wi-Fi in the stadium went down. And you're thinking, well, okay, so people can't look at their phones. No, 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 no. The Wi-Fi is used to accept payment at the concession stands, and they can't accept cash. So they've got people who want beer, and they can't accept any money. So they did the only thing that they possibly could do. Free beer and food for everybody in the stadium if you just come up and ask. Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. Apparently after that got out, the lines got longer. Um, people came back. Hey, by the way, they can't take money. Free beer. Funk.
Well, particularly when there wasn't a whole lot to watch on the field.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I that's one way of dealing with it. On the other hand, you're thinking, is handing out free beer to college football fans really a good idea? Apparently in Ireland it is. I would say that the people that provide the Wi-Fi, I mean, somebody lost a bunch of money in this game. And whatever money they lost, they should have bought better Wi-Fi. That said, and I'm only going to say this because we only get one idiot. The people that lost, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of euros, they still had a better day than Scott Frost. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that.
They made poor decisions, and they still had a better day than Scott Frost.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
A really quick travel story here. Just squeeze this in. I'm driving in Orlando. This was after we recorded last week. Driving down the street, and I go by a Bonefish grill. I'm like, oh, hey, Bonefish grill. And I look on the other side of the street, and there's SeaWorld.
Ooh. Hey, come on. Like,
right? Yep. The performing dolphins don't have a good day. Buddy, I know that's motivation. That's what that is.
Yikes. Yeah. Fresh catch. No, you know what? I want it frozen. Like,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was a little odd, but it was so close together. But anyhow.
Lisa's traveling this week. She did share with me a travel story. She from flying out on Monday. Again, Lisa travels a lot, so she has the top status at Delta, which means normally when it comes time for upgrades, she's on the top of the list for upgrades, so she gets to sit up in the front of the plane almost all the time, as long as there's a first class seats. Fine. She got on the plane Monday, and there was a woman sitting in her assigned seat. And the gentleman sitting next to the woman said, "Hey, pardon me, but this is my wife. Would you mind exchanging seats with my wife so we can sit together?" Now, this is a 75. This is maybe a 90-minute flight, but okay, it's like whatever. You'd fine, sure. Lisa says, "Which seat does she have? I'll just go sit there." Yeah. Oh yeah, she's in 15A. So she doesn't have a first class seat. She doesn't have a Comfort Plus seat.
Plus seat.
Yeah. So the guy just said, "Hey, do you mind? Could I?" Lisa's reply was, "You could go back and sit next to your wife in 15B and ask the person if they would like your seat here." Anyway, there you go. That's not how that works. That is not how that works. Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
So did he go back and sit back in the back?
No. His wife went back to her seat and he sat in front. He didn't. Oh no. He didn't give her his seat. Are you kidding me? No. I mean, he wants to sit with his wife, but not that much.
Not that much. So you watch anything good?
We started watching Welcome to Wrexham, which is brought to you by FX on Hulu on FX on Hulu, according to an advertisement I saw today. Like, guys, enough of the branding. Anyway, it is. We've watched the first 2 episodes, so
that's where we are. That's exactly where we are. We're 2 episodes in.
Yeah. So Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds bought Wrexham AFC, which is in the 5th tier of English football, which is the last tier of professional football, and isn't technically in the league. Bought them in 2020, and they are trying to. This is a story about the Americans coming in and trying to overhaul the team and get them to be promoted so that they can become so they can move up the football table and become a successful team again for this town. We really liked it. Like we watched the first 2 episodes. We're like, I wish there were more. Because it's a good. Now, admittedly, Rob bought the team specifically to tell this story. Like he bought it because once he heard about that there's relegation and
Yes.
promotion,
Yeah.
which blows every wait. You have to earn your place in the league. You can get promoted and you could get pushed out of the league. Like, yeah, like, oh, and then that's some drama. That would be a great story. Although, as he says in episode 1, when he decided he needed to do that, I mean, he's got TV money, but he needed movie money to make this purchase. And he didn't need just movie money. He needed superhero movie money. So he got Ryan Reynolds. And I saw an interview with him that basically said the weird part about this is that in their worlds, you just write the ending that you want to write, right? Whatever is the best story, you just write the story.
Right.
And it turns out that owning a sports team, it might be a good story, but you literally have no idea how it's going to turn out. And that's a little weird for them. So
Well, and
I recommend it.
Here's the other thing. These 2 guys had never met before they did this. This would be like Doug from The Educated Idiots and me buying a soccer team together. I mean, we text weekly about each other's shows and other crap that's going on. We text all the time, have never met in real life. It'd be like Doug and I saying, hey, let's go, buy a football team. Or with the money that we have, we got podcast money. So we might be able to sponsor a 6th grade badminton team, maybe.
Well,
But
the way that I figured that would go down is Doug would see an opportunity and say, you know what? I want to do this. I'm going to need some funding. You know what I need is some WWE superstar money. I'll call my buddy Dwayne Johnson. I'll send him an email.
Oh, whoops.
I'll send an email to my buddy Dwayne Johnson. I bet you he wants to get in on this.
I wonder if Doug thinks he's been texting with the other guy this entire time. Maybe, I don't know. Surely not. No, he knows because Dan knows. Dan knows I'm, yes.
Yeah, Dan's vouched for you. And we were literally on a video podcast with them. So
yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. That Dan vouched for me, but okay.
So yeah, that's what we're watching. How about you? What are you watching?
Well, things that are on in my house. Game of Dragons, is that what it's called? I don't know.
I believe it's House of Dragons.
Okay.
Actually, not that I'm watching it because I didn't watch the other one.
It's not House of Thrones, is it?
House of Thrones, Game of Dragons. Yeah, something like that.
But it is appointment television around here, so I've had the opportunity to finish Girls 5 Eva, which I hadn't ever gotten all the way through.
Okay.
And I enjoy that show so much.
It's a good show.
It really is. It really is. And then
it's so good that it doesn't belong on Peacock. But anyway.
If you haven't watched it yet, what are you waiting, 5?
Oh.
Could not let it go. And lastly, we finished the last season of Bosch and then have started Bosch Legacy, which is a new series.
Yes.
Titus Welliver, same people in it, same characters. He's just now a private detective. But you're going to need to say this because I don't say it correctly. It's on Freevee. How do you say that?
I believe Freevee is correct. Yes.
Okay. No, but I believe you said it. Freevee.
Freevee.
Yes. So it's with ads. And Amy's
wait. No, hold on. Let me take one more run at it. Hold on. Wait. Gloucester. Nope. Missed it again. Damn it.
Amy's like, isn't this Amazon? Yeah. But there's ads. Yeah. What the hell am I paying for with Prime? I know. So that's what we're watching. We are actually watching that together. Did you learn anything good?
Yeah, HOAs suck. Sorry. That was just
That's not news.
Yeah, I've just been trying to keep my head down and not. You know what? Look, you either need to be on the board or they need to not know that you exist. That's the only two ways to live in an HOA. And I've been on the board when we were in Salt Lake. I've just tried to keep my head down here. However, in August we switched management companies. So
Huh.
the last management company bowed out and a new one came in, and so we are now on a new system, and we got our statement. And here's what the statement says. They took over August 1st. So in July we paid the old company, and then this is the statement that we get middle of August. July 31st, initial balance $0. July 31st, initial balance late fee $10. July 31st, late fee interest $1.50. August 1st, assessment. August 5th, paid the assessment. Balance due $11.50. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, but we weren't late. And we weren't late. You weren't even running the system. We sent the money to the old place. The old place never sent us receipts, but we have a bank account. So we sent an email to the company saying, "Hey, why do we have a late fee? We paid on time. Like, why did you even said opening balance $0 and then assessed us a late fee on nothing. So, hey, can you remove it?" The response was, "You need to fill out this form." The form is a fee waiver request. We need to explain ourselves, and then that has to go to the executive board, and they will decide whether or not they will waive our late fees after we make our case. Lisa and I are
Oh,
texting back and
hell
forth.
no.
And I'm like, I'm not asking you to waive a fee. Like, I admit you fill out the form because that's what they want. A fee waiver is, I recognize that there is a fee and I need you to please waive the fee as a favor to me due to extenuating circumstances. I don't need my fee waived. You charged me a BS fee and interest on something that you don't have any proof of. I'm not asking for a waiver. I'm asking you to not screw me over. Where's that form?
They wanted interest of almost $2.
Thanks, Eli. So my first reaction was, I'm not going to fill out this fee waiver form, and I'm not going to go to the board meeting. I'm just going to I'm just going to file in small claims court and get a judge to say that you can't charge me this fee. Lisa's comment back, that escalated quickly. I'm not saying you're wrong.
How much
Anyway.
How much extra did they want? Let's see. $11.50. How much was the court filing fee? $40.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, I can't fill out the form yet because as we record, it's August 31st. What's really freaking cool is if I filled out the form today and submitted it, it wouldn't be for the full amount because we are going to get charged additional interest on the balance because we're carrying a balance forward because we haven't paid the BS late fee. So I have to wait until they charge us an additional, at least interest, if not an additional late fee for not paying the balance that we don't owe before I can submit the form. Anyway, September 15th is the next board meeting, and I'm going to go and use the 2 minutes of my time at the end of it to raise some concerns about our new management company, whose very first transaction in my account was to slap on 2 fees that don't exist and they should have never put on, and there's no proof that I need to pay that.
I have to wonder if everybody else got the same thing. Have you talked to your neighbors?
Oh, we don't talk to our neighbors. Anyway,
that's right.
Yeah. There's reasons. Technically, our neighbors don't talk to us either. But I do need to check with a couple of my neighbors to see if that happened, because my other thought is, if this happened to everybody, shouldn't the board be like, again, I pay these people to manage the HOA fee. That money has to show up on a budget where, like, and those have to balance, like,
Yeah.
who's paying attention, or is this just the way that, hey, by the way, we just had a really good August. Yeah. So anyway, there's going to be some content coming later. I was actually incredibly angry about this yesterday, and then I just kind of put it out of my just put it out of my head because I had other stuff to work on that was also making me incredibly angry. But that's neither here nor there. And then Lisa's like, "Well, you've calmed down," and I said, "It's content for tomorrow." And she goes, "That's a good way to look at it." And I'm like, "This podcast exists for a reason." Anyway. Oh, so by the way, in about 3 weeks, we're going to find out how bad HOAs suck. Anyway, what did you learn?
Okay, so I have started doing football Friday nights for KXNO again.
So the check finally clear. Are they just adding this to the tab?
No, actually, so as it turns out, this was not what I learned. But I now punch in my hours on Friday night. I clock in at 5 o'clock. I clock out at 10 o'clock. I work for 5 hours, and I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. They're going to pay us as we go
Wow.
through the season. I know, right?
Wow.
That was actually one of the things that I learned, but it wasn't the thing that I had planned to talk about. But yeah, I learned that I'm actually going to get paid as the season goes along. How about that? So our lockout, as we call it, on the radio, when you're done with your report,
Yep.
score, time remaining, from where, this is, insert your name, for KXNO's Football Friday Night, powered by Jethro's Barbecue. This year's sponsor is Jethro's Barbecue. Last year's sponsor was Body Armor Sports Drink. So it was KXNO's Football Friday Night, powered by Body Armor Sports Drink. And so, that's kind of locked into your brain because you say it over and over and over. So getting to adjust for this year, it's a struggle. One of the other correspondents said powered by Body Armor Sports Drink for one of his lockouts. And we have a text chain amongst all of us, and he kind of got unloaded on. It was pretty funny. Come on, guys. Like, we knew this was going to happen. One of us was going to do it. I was just glad it wasn't me. However, what I said, now my son of Dwayne, they call me Not the Rock, right?
Yes.
Not to be confused. So I'm Dwayne, Not the Rock Johnson. So my sign off, it's 15-3 here in Winterset for KXNO's Football Friday Night. This is Dwayne, Not the Rock Johnson, powered by Jethro's Barbecue. Sure, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Dwayne, Not the Rock, powered by Jethro's Barbecue. It's keeping me going. Back to you guys. Lockouts are hard. I learned lockouts are hard. And not only did I do it once, I did it twice.
Thanks, Eli.
Yep. God.
If you're going to keep doing that, you at least need to finish it with this.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to Talking to Todd wherever you get your pods. Just search Talking and the number 2. No G, no space. You can tweet us on Facebook. You can check out our award-winning merch on Zazzle. You can leave us a voicemail at 515-ALSO-CPA. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office or check out our Naperville drains, and I will post a picture of them this week. Thanks to our listeners and our sponsors, Toddler 3187, the Taylor Farms Family Foundation, and DJ to Go Cedar Valley, your 5-star DJ in the Cedar Valley. You can send us your feedback. Please send us your feedback to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Even though nobody does that. Todd?
By the way, you missed out on an opportunity to get some free barbecue. You and all of the other correspondents in the text chain should have made a small side wager, which basically said the first person who says this thing is sponsored by the Axe body spray or whatever has to buy Jethro's barbecue for the rest of you.
That may be this week's bet. The first person to screw it up. Oh, there we go. Oh, I like that.
But screw it up. Like you've pointed out, you've screwed it up multiple times. So you need to be very, very clear about how to screw it up. Not the way you're going to screw it up, the way somebody else is going to screw it up. You got to get the field in your own home. You got to get a home field advantage here, dude.
Oh, more next week. We'll be back. We're here. We're talking to Todd. Welcome back to the other podcast. So I thought the best part of today's news about federal search warrants was the explanation from the federal government that you can't appoint a special master to review the documents. That part of the law that you cited is only when documents are taken from an attorney's office. And they repeated that on 3 separate occasions.
The first time was to explain it to the judge. The second 2 times was to explain it to the opposing counsel since they don't know the law.